Class 5th, Subject English, Topic On the Water. Before we start with the poem, I want you to have a look at these pictures. What do you see in these pictures? Yes, it is a beautiful nature. And nature is a beautiful creation of God. It is a precious gift to all of us living on earth. Nature provides us with resources like air, water, and sunlight. Animals, birds, plants, etc. are also part of the beautiful nature. Nature helps us to live a healthy life. It gives us basic needs like food, clothing, and shelter. Nature has variety of beautiful flowers, colorful fish, skies, land, rivers, mountains, seas, and many more things. All these things of nature are very useful and we must conserve them. We must not damage this beautiful asset of nature. It is our responsibility to keep the nature clean and protect it from any harm. So, similar to this, we are going to learn a poem on the water. In our little boat to glide on the water blue and wide, while the sky is smooth and bright, what could give us more delight? See the ripples, how they run, twinkling brightly in the sun. While reflected we can see shadows of each hill and tree. See the lilies round and large, floating near the reedy marge, where the bulrush has its place and the heavy water mace. See the great green dragonfly and the swallow skimming by. See the fishes spring and gleam ere they splash into the stream. See the bright kingfisher too dart a gleam of green and blue. These are all around our boat on the water whilst we float. In a little boat to glide, glide means move slowly and smoothly over a surface. On the water blue and wide, while the sky is smooth and bright, what could give us more delight? So, on the surface of the water, the boat is moving slowly and smoothly, and the water is very blue and deep, and the sky is smooth and bright. And the poet is telling us that we should take some time out of our busy schedule and enjoy the wonder of nature. He wants us to appreciate the blue water and the clear sky, which make things lovely and bright. Also, the poet asks the question, what could give more delight than this? That is the beauty of nature. See the ripples. Ripples means little waves on the surface of water caused by the wind or by something moving on the water. How they run, twinkling brightly in the sun. While reflected we can see shadows of each hill and tree. So, the poet asks us to observe the way the little waves on the surface of the water, how they run moving quickly, and look at the twinkling bright sun. And he also says that he is able to see the shadow of each hill and tree reflected in the water. See the lilies, round and large, floating near the reedy marge. Reedy marge means water's edge where reeds or tall grasses grow thick. Where the bulrush has its place and the heavy water maze. Bulrush and water maze means wetland grass like plants. So the poet is telling that there are large and round lilies floating near the side of the water where the tall grasses grow thick and where you can also see grass like plants like the wetland grass, which are grass like plants, are also seen by water's edge. See the great green dragonfly and the swallow skimming by. Skimming means moving by quickly. See the fishes spring and gleam. Gleam means reflection of light from a shiny and clean surface. Air they splash into the stream. Air means before. So the poet see a big green dragonfly and a small bird, that is swallow, which go quickly by, and he can also see the fish hop out their bodies reflecting the sunlight before they jump with a splash into the river. See the bright kingfisher too, dart a gleam of green and blue. Dart means move suddenly and rapidly. These are all around our boat on the water whilst we float. Whilst means while. So the poet has given an example of kingfisher bird which is green and blue in color, which can also be seen here and there. And all the other insects, birds and plants are around the boat which is floating on the water. The poet tells us to enjoy the nature while taking a short trip in the boat, which makes us delight and happy. So here the poet is enjoying the nature by floating on the water and describing the different things he is experiencing while floating on the water. Let us take a quick recap and see the summary of the poem. We are moving along slowly in our boat on a wide blue stream. The sky is smooth and bright. The poet asks the question, what could give more delight than this? The poet asks us to observe the way the ripples in the water move quickly, twinkling brightly in the sun. He says that he can see the shadow of each hill and tree reflected in the water. There are large and round lilies near the edge of the water, where tall grasses grow and where you can see grass-like plants like the bulrush and the water maze. The poet can see a big green dragonfly and a small bird, the swallow, go quickly by. He can also see the fish spring out their bodies reflecting the sunlight before they jump with a splash into the stream. The bright kingfisher, green and blue, can also be seen darting here and there. All these insects, birds, and plants are around the boat while we are floating on the water. So, the poet is telling us that we should take some time and enjoy the nature. He wants us to appreciate the blue water and the clear sky, which make things bright. He is describing a scene as he is moving in a boat on the water. The poet asks us to observe the waves, and he can see shadows of each hill and tree. So the poet has given different examples and mentioned the bright sun, hill, trees, flowers such as lilies, which are round and large near the edge of the water where the grasses grow. The poet is trying to tell us to have a look at great green dragonfly and the swallow, which is a migratory bird moving by quickly, and the fish spring out reflecting the sunlight. The poet has also given us the example of a bright kingfisher bird, which is green and blue, and all the other insects, birds, can be seen here and there moving around. The poet is enjoying the nature and describing the different things which he is experiencing while floating on the water. List the rhyming words in the poem. Stanza 1, stanza 2, stanza 3, stanza 4, stanza 5. So students, you have to find out two rhyming words from each stanza and write it down. For that, you can refer your English textbook. Answer the following in a few words. First one is, what is gliding on the water? So students, what is slowly moving on the water? You have to answer. Second one is, what are round and large? So students, what is round and large? You have to find it from the poem and answer. Third one is, what springs and gleams? So students, what springs and reflects by a shiny surface? You have to answer. Fourth one is, what is green and blue and darts here and there? So students, what is green and blue and moves suddenly here and there? You have to answer. Write the antinoms of. First one is bright. Second one is large. Third one is wide. Fourth one is heavy. Fifth one is near. So students, you have to write the opposites for the given words. Write the answers to the following questions. First one is, list the insects, birds, trees, and plants mentioned in the poem. So students, you have to write down the insects, birds, trees, and plants which are mentioned in the poem. Write what the following do with the help of the poem. First one is ripples, second one is lilies, third one is swallow, fourth one is fishes, and fifth one is kingfisher. So, students, you have to write down what the following do with the help of the poem. You can refer your English textbook. Write few lines on my favorite place using the following points: name of the place, its special features, the reason why you like it. So, students, you have to write few lines on my favorite place using the following points which are mentioned. Thank you.